Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is kind of my first official video that's not just explaining what the channel is going to be about, and I'm pumped for it. So, what I'm going to be talking about today is I went to this really neat store, and in my previous video, I talked about how there are no comic stores around me. Well, I found a place that has quite a few comics, and good comics too. And it's just great. And I'm telling you, I've never seen so much Silver Age in one building. And it's not a big building either, but it's incredible. And I found so many good books there. And though I didn't get very much Silver Age, I did find some pretty good books. And I really want to show off. And another thing I'll be talking about is how, for my personal kind of project I'm doing with comics, I'm trying to collect quite a few keys, some more difficult than the others by a long shot. But I want to show off some of the books that I already have for that group of keys I'm trying to find. So I'm going to start off and show a couple of the books that I found at the store. Okay, so first I want to talk some more about what this store is. So when you walk up, it says sports cards and collectibles. Now, I'm not a big sports cards guy, but the word collectibles really made me want to go in there. And though they only had about 2 or 3 short boxes at the time I first went in, and they weren't even completely full, this place did not let down. And it's great. It was perfect. And I loved everything I found. Even though they're not all keys, I just loved it all. So the first book I'm going to be showing off is Marvel Tales, starring Spider-Man and Captain Britain, number 202. Okay? So this is just a great book. I love it. I love the cover, and I love how it has the big swinging just mace. I think it's great. And basically what's happening in this is it is Captain Britain and Spider-Man, and they are both trapped in Murder World. Murder World is kind of this... I don't know too much about it, but what I do know is there's a character called Arcade, and he basically traps these people in a place that he made called Murder World. There's a couple different stories on it, but it is what it sounds like. You can see in the back, you got like a rope and a little butcher knife. I forgot what those are called. But great cover. Love that one. Was happy to pick it up. This next one is, I believe this is one of the Silver Ages I was talking about. And this is Fantastic Four 109. Incredible book. And I gotta say, I probably wouldn't have got this because it's got a $10 price tag on it. And it's not a bad book. I loved grabbing it. It was perfect. Really nice condition. But the real reason I grabbed this is right there, the top. You can see it says his name and everything. It's got a picture of Annihilus on it. Now, I don't know too much about Annihilus, but I do know enough to know that I just like him as a character. He's insane. Like, I don't know what it is about it. It's just the weird characters, even weird villains, weird heroes. There's just something about them that I'm drawn towards for some reason, and I just really like. But very happy to pick that one up. Great book. Alright, this next one's in pretty poor condition, but I picked it up just for fun because I'm a sucker for this character too. This is a special Marvel edition featuring the Mighty Thor, and this is number 2. It's 25 cents. Poor condition, very bad. But if you look close, you can see it's got Absorbing Man on it. And it's like I said, these weird characters. I don't know why I'm drawn towards them, but I saw this cover and it was in poor shape. But then I saw Absorbing Man in the back. Got one where he's absorbing some steel, some brick, and I gravitated towards it, and I grabbed it, and I did not sit it back down. And I took it with me, and I bought it, and I brought it home. I looked through it. It was so bad there was no saving it. I actually did read this one, and I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I just love like picking up some of these older ones that are in such poor shape that like you can't really fix them, and then just reading them for fun. And happy to get that one. All right, here's a good one here. Bad shape, but I got it for a really good price. This is X-Force #1. And when I picked it up, it wasn't in its poly bag. And that's why, I don't know if that's why, but it's in bad shape. But when I talked to this guy, I got this thing for, I want to say $1. And that's what I love about this place. So almost everything's marked. But this wasn't marked. So what he did, he took a picture, looked it up on eBay. Now, I got afraid when he did that. Because whenever people do that, it's just, I don't like it. But here's what he did. He saw one. He says, all right, there's one on here for $2. There's one on here for $7. He says, how about $2? And I said, absolutely, I'll do that. And he's a great guy. I didn't catch his name, but he cares more about giving you a good deal and making a good relationship so you'll come back rather than getting a big, price tag for a comic book, making a bunch of money off of it. And that's the way I feel like everyone should do business. And he's a great guy. But yeah, really happy about that. I think you got Cable on there. Got Pharaoh on there. I can't tell who is in the right there, but I'm happy to pick it up. Really liked it. All right, we're getting into the big two. All right, so I don't know too much about this book other than I love the cover. And I knew it was a pretty good book, key-wise. Now, in my first initial video, I talked about how I wouldn't find many keys. And I actually went to the store quite a while before I started this channel. But I decided to show this because this is one of the few times I'll find some good, keys. And this is, and I'm happy to show it, my first key on this channel. That is Ghost Rider #28. First cameo appearance of the Midnight Suns. This is probably one of the ones in the best condition. It is great, and I just love it. You got the Ghost Rider riding his bike, his motorcycle, the flaming tires, just great. And this is also the first appearance of Lilith. Not quite fully sure on who Lilith is, but I do know who the Midnight Suns are. It's their first cameo appearance. I read it. I personally think it looks more like their first full, but not all of them are there, so technically the cameo. But very, very good book. Loved picking that up. And I really like it. I like the Midnight Suns. They're pretty cool. I don't know a ton about them. I know some, but they're just really cool. All of them, just cool characters. Love it. All right. This is probably one of the ones in okay, kind of more bad shape, but this is the biggest key in my collection right now, actually. But it's not worth as much as some of the other comics in my collection, and that is for 2 reasons. But I'm just going to show the book first. Okay, so this is Marvel Comic Groups. This is starring the Fantastic Four, #48. Some of you may already know what this is, but this is the first appearance of Ronan the Accuser. And I'm sure there's a bit of a glare on the screen, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. But there's one major issue. I don't know if you can see too well. See right there? There's a line, a white line. That white line goes all the way down. It is where, when I found it, it wasn't like this, but at some point, this whole page was flipped over and creased, like that. And it breaks my heart. But I got it for $10. Well, actually $8. He brought the price down on all these $10 things. It's like I was saying, great guy, wanted to make a relationship rather than getting a good deal. I'm getting a good price for him at least. But I was so happy to pick this up. When I saw this, I was like, oh, I want it so bad. Says I was hoping he wouldn't, look it up on eBay. But then I flipped it over, and this one actually was one of the ones with the price tag for $10. And I got lucky, and he even dropped it down $2 to $8. Just a great guy. Love this. Okay. So for my next, little part of this video, I've started a challenge for myself. Now, I am a really big Marvel Comics guy. Love Marvel Comics. And that means I've never really gotten into a lot of DC Comics. And I didn't like that. Because my favorite director, like ever, out of every movie I've seen, is James Gunn. And James Gunn is one of the new heads of the DC, cinematic universe. Or as they're calling it now, the DCU. And I really wanted to get into some more DC stuff just because how much I love what James Gunn did with Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel. You can see back there I got a Guardians of the Galaxy poster too. I mean, great movies. Just love what he's done. And I was trying to think of something good, a good challenge, maybe some of the upcoming movies that were going to be for the DCU. And then I thought, how about one James Gunn's already done? So that brought me to James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Never seen this movie, heard great things about it, and as I was looking through my collection, I realized that I already had the first appearance of a character in that. This is Superman number 4, first appearance of Bloodsport. Now, from what I've heard, they changed Bloodsport's story a lot in that movie. And like I said, I haven't seen it yet. But basically how Bloodsport is in this is, it's like he is a Vietnam veteran with PTSD. And somehow he gets kryptonite bullets eventually at some point. And, kryptonite, Superman comic, you can kind of get the gist of that. But it's great book. I read all the way through it when I first got it. I didn't even know it was his first appearance. I didn't even look it up. I didn't know much about comics when I first got this one, about DC Comics, like I was saying. But, I'm in. I love it. It's great. And it's in amazing condition, too. There is one problem. Down here in the corner, somebody put the date. But they also signed their name. Now, I don't know who this belonged to, because I can't make out what it says. But I'm going to see someday in my lifetime, I'm going to try to see who, if anyone, can read whose signature this was. And it could quite possibly be a DC artist. Or it could just be, some guy who put his name and the dates on every book in his collection and every day he got them. But anyway, happy to pick this up. Alright. Now, while we're on the topic of, my little DC Suicide Squad comic book project I'm doing, I was getting on eBay. And I never bought anything from eBay before. Never bid on eBay. Nothing like that. So that's why I thought this would be kind of a good, chance to try to do that. And I was trying to find a book. Now, I wrote down every member of James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, trying to find a good one. And believe it or not, the one I got for $11 in incredible condition is this one. DC Legends number 1, part 1 of a little 6-part series. And some of you may already know who this is the first appearance of, but this is the first appearance of Amanda Waller. Now, if you don't know who Amanda Waller is, she is a huge character for, the Suicide Squad. But I believe that she's going to be a huge character for the new DCU also. She is getting her own series. So, another great reason to pick this up. I'm probably not going to sell it, but it is going to go up in value. For some reason, just feels good to have a big, valuable book in my collection. And I got it early, too. But, this condition of this book is insane. Like, I saw pictures on eBay when I bought it, and I was like, huh, it looks pretty good. I'm going to get it. Good price. You know, no one else is bidding. I'm the only watcher, too. And I was like, and there's nothing wrong. I've looked through this whole thing. There's nothing wrong with it. I can't find one single problem. I mean, there's like one small, you know what? There isn't even one small spine tick. I mean, great condition. And I thought it was good when I saw pictures, and when it got here, it was incredible. I loved it. But anyway, first appearance of Amanda Waller. I mean, that's a good book. And though she's not a character that's like I'm a huge fan of, she is one of those characters that was on my list, and now I've got 2 marked off my list. So that's basically what is going to be happening in today's video. That's what did happen. Anyway, thank you for anyone who watched this. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to do my best, and hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I love hunting comics, and I love being able to talk about them. I mean, it's a great experience, and I'm loving this so far, and I hope I continue to love it. So thank you for anyone who watched this, and I don't know what to say, just thank you.